What if Earth had rings like Saturn? Imagine looking up at the sky and seeing giant, glowing rings stretching across the horizon, day and night, visible from almost every part of Earth. It would be one of the most beautiful sights imaginable. But those rings would also change our planet forever. Right now, Earth has no major ring system, but planets like Saturn are famous for theirs. Saturn's rings are made of ice, rock, and dust. Some pieces are tiny, like grains of sand. Others are as large as mountains, and together they create enormous glowing bands around the planet. Now, imagine Earth suddenly gaining rings. Where would they come from? One possibility is a destroyed moon. If a large moon came too close to Earth, gravity could tear it apart. The debris would spread around the planet, forming rings over time. At first, the sky would look incredible. Massive, bright arcs would stretch overhead. At sunrise and sunset, the rings would glow orange and gold. At night, they could reflect sunlight even after dark. Some places on Earth would see them as thin, glowing lines. Others would see giant bands covering huge parts of the sky. Tourism would completely change. People would travel across the world just to see the best views. Photographers, scientists, and travelers would become obsessed with the rings. But beauty is only part of the story, because rings would also affect Earth in serious ways. The first major change would be sunlight. The rings would block some sunlight from reaching the planet. Certain regions could become colder. Some places might experience longer shadows during the day. Climate patterns could slowly change. Temperatures could shift across different parts of Earth. Weather systems might become unstable. And that's only the beginning. The rings could also affect satellites. Right now, thousands of satellites orbit Earth. Communication, GPS, internet, weather tracking, all depend on them. But a ring system would make space around Earth far more dangerous. Small particles moving at extreme speeds could damage satellites. Launching rockets would become harder and riskier. Space travel could become much more complicated. Astronomers would also face problems. The bright rings could affect observations of deep space. The night sky might never look the same again. But there's another fascinating effect. The rings would slowly move and evolve over time. Gravity from Earth and the Moon would constantly shape them. Some parts of the rings could become thinner, others could spread outward. Collisions between particles would create dust and glowing trails. Over thousands or millions of years, the rings could slowly disappear. But while they lasted, they would completely change human culture. Art, movies, music, religion, everything would be influenced by the rings in the sky. Children would grow up seeing them every day. Future cities might even be designed around the best ring views, and scientists would study them constantly. Because rings are more than beautiful structures. They are clues about how planets and moons form. Studying Earth's rings could teach us more about the early solar system. But there could also be danger. If large pieces from the rings entered Earth's atmosphere, they could create frequent meteor showers. The night sky would light up more often. Some meteors could even survive long enough to strike the ground. Now, imagine standing outside at night. The sky above you glows with enormous silver rings. Stars shine through gaps in the bands. Meteors streak across the atmosphere. The world feels different, more alien, more connected to space itself. Earth would no longer look like the planet we know today. it would become something extraordinary. But here's the biggest question. Would humans see the rings as beautiful, or as a reminder that our planet is constantly changing? Because in space, nothing stays the same forever. Planets change, moons break apart, worlds evolve, and maybe, one day, Earth could truly have rings of its own. Until then, Saturn remains the king of rings and one of the most beautiful worlds in the universe.